call the meeting to order, and first matter of business, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Have a second, any discussion? The agenda is approved. Next, I would like a motion to approve the minutes of June 17th, 2014 at our regular board meeting.
Make a motion.
Have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Under the recognition section, Mr. Carter, the KTN drawing card.
We have 5 students from Elton Knob Elementary School that have been recognized and had their drawings published in the Kingsport Times News, and just like to recognize those students. Emma Grace Hobbs, age 7, Elton Knob Elementary. Connor Johnson, age 7, Elton Knob Elementary. Hannah Olivia Blair, age 7, Elton Knob.
With 5 minutes to address the board. Hearing none, we'll close that part of the agenda. Under the reports section, under A, Advanced Ed Educational Practices Reference Guide, Mr. Carter.
As the board is aware, we'll be going through the Advanced Ed review in February, and we do have a reference guide for the educational practices that are recommended by the Advanced Ed. There's a couple of items I felt like I might ought to call your attention to, and that's on page 10, instructional time. Of course, it states that we must have at least 180 instructional days and the following minimum total hours. For high school, the total hours is 1,100 instead of 990 as required by the state at this time. Also on page 15, on class size, we probably will be over in grades 4 through 6, the 22 to 25 range per class in some of those classes, and in grades 7 through 12, especially in maybe 7th and 8th grade, we'll have a class range above the 25 to 28. So those are a couple areas I know that we'll probably have to work on for SACS accreditation.
Any questions or comments? Part B, USDA demonstration grant, Mr. Carter.
Lee County Public Schools has been invited to participate in a grant opportunity through the USDA Food Service and Food and Nutrition Service, and the Governor's Office, the Virginia Department of Education, and several other state agencies are partnering together to apply for a USDA demonstration grant that'll end childhood hunger or to help end it. And one of the models that they plan on following for this grant is that they will provide 3 meals a day to school children at the school breakfast that we already provide, school lunch, and an after school meal. They'll also provide meals for weekends. They'll backpack those and provide them for the children to take home to cover the weekend meals, and any families that may be already participating in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is formerly the food stamp program, will get extended benefits in the summer months to help cover additional food for the students in the summer. So it's a very good opportunity for our schools and our community to help end childhood hunger, and we're pleased to commit to participate in that demonstration grant if the state is awarded that.
Did we just apply, or have we been approved for it?
We have applied.
Okay. Is there a time frame to when?
There is a time frame on the back page. The submission date was July the 7th for submission to the USDA. Of course, I'm not sure when we'll be notified. Actually, the grant program will not start until the fall of 2015.
Any questions or comments? Moving on to letter C, the countywide in-service, August 15, 2014, Dr. Stephen R. Staples, Superintendent of Public Instruction. That's at 9 a.m. at Lee High School. Mr. Carter.
Well, our countywide in-service this year will be held on August the 15th, as you said, at 9 a.m. at Lee High School. We have invited our new State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Dr. Stephen Staples, and he has graciously accepted, so we're looking forward to having him to be our guest speaker. And I want to extend an invitation to all of our board members to attend that event.
Any questions or comments? Financial report, Denise, please.
Yes, I do not have the June financial report prepared yet. I'm still in the process of closing out the year for good, and when that's complete, I'll forward the June financial statement to you.
Okay, thank you. Under the action agenda items, A, consider approval to apply for a continuing grant 03CHO162 in the amount of $1,370,586.
I'm here. As it says, good evening. I'd like to ask on behalf of the Lee County Head Start Program that you approve this continuing grant, which would be for 5 years in the amount of $1,370,586. And we are one of the Head Start programs to receive this opportunity.
Any questions?
Just a couple. That's the $1 million is for each, more or less for each of those 5 years.
Yes,
And
individual years. And it could change.
Right,
into
according to, okay.
COLA and so forth.
Any other questions?
I'll make the motion we apply.
Have a motion and a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That is approved. Thank you, Wanda. Under B, consider approval of the new superintendent evaluation guidelines for uniform performance standards and evaluation, the criteria for superintendents. Mr. Carter.
As the board is aware, the Department of Education has developed a new teacher evaluation based on 7 standards that we implemented in the 12-13 school year. Last year, we implemented a new evaluation system in the 13 mission, vision, and goals. Standard 2 is planning and assessment. Standard 3 is instructional leadership. Standard 4 is organizational leadership and safety. Standard 5 is communication and community relations. Standard 6 is professionalism. Standard 7 is division-wide student academic progress. And you have a packet there that kind of gives you the guidelines for the evaluation and the evaluation instrument itself. And I would like to ask the board to approve that.
Questions?
Make a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Consider the approval of Pack the Bus first weekend in August. Mr. Carter.
We'd just like to ask the board for approval to participate in Pack the Bus program at Walmart. Of course, we've participated in the past. I don't think we did last year, but we feel like that would be a good project for us to participate in again. And basically that's taking a school bus over to Walmart and asking patrons of Walmart to donate to each school or to any school in the county, and we'll have, as we have in the past, boxes with each school's name on it, or a lot of people will just donate countywide. So we just like permission to take a school bus to Walmart and participate in that program, and we'll work out a schedule for our personnel to man that.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion and a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It does pass. Consider the approval of a dress code. Mr. Carter.
Ms. Doherty actually met with a committee to revise the dress code for the 2014 15 school year, and looking through that, she wasn't able to be here tonight, but in looking through that, there may need to be some revisions to that. But we would like to ask the board to approve that with some possible revisions. And number one, the showing of cleavage, and then or undergarments, probably need to eliminate that or and place a comma there. And number 7, I think there's a misspelling there, clothes that touch the floor. And then in number 13, we have face paintings, masks, or body markings. They probably should read face paintings or the wearing of masks, and eliminate body markings there. And number 15, book bags, totes, and other oversized bags are to remain in lockers. And I did speak with some of the folks today that served on that committee to kind of make sure that those are in line with the actual intent of the dress code.
So other than the grammatical or the punctuation, it stands. Any questions?
Now, I've got a couple. The one about the tattoos, does that extend to athletic events?
Well, that's certainly not covered in this policy, and depending on, I guess, where the tattoo's at in an athletic event, that, you know, I mean, that's something the board, if you'd like to discuss or take up, I can't say, I don't want to say that you know, athletic events is specifically covered, but it is the dress code for those 3 schools. So,
and another thing, in looking at the wearing of masks, we might want to put a asterisk like the footnote for the other one, that sometimes there might be a health or medical condition that might necessitate the student wearing.
with doctor's orders. Okay. And that's a good idea.
It looks to me like that if you've got a policy in effect for the school, that would also cover a school-covered athletic event. I mean, that's still representing the school, wouldn't it be the same thing?
Well, it would. I'm just not sure about, you know, some of the some of the tattoos that some of the that some of the students may have, whether they would be covered or not in you know, ball uniform, basketball uniform. But if the board feels that needs to specify that, we can certainly do that.
I personally feel like that it ought to. I mean, you're talking about a school representing thing. There's more people would see it out on the court than they would anywhere else. I think we'd be wrong to do it for the school and then turn around and say it's all right to do it for an athletic event.
I think
it needs to be adjusted the other way. Excuse me.
No, I was just going to say, we've seen some basketball games where kids had patches on tattoos. We've had them covered.
Okay. If we want to specify that, we certainly can do that in the policy.
I want Coach Weaver to think it ought to be all inclusive, but we're not at all. Do we want to approve this with the revisions in place, or you want to table it to next month, or what's the board's pleasure?
I think it needs to be passed tonight because they need to know ahead of time.
Okay, we'll make that motion.
I'll make the motion to be approved with the corrections.
Have a motion.
I say.
Have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Consider approval to apply for the School Security Grants Program application. Mr. Clark.
Again, this school year, we have an opportunity through the Department of Education to apply for school security equipment grants. We just like to ask the board for permission to do that. In this round, the 2014-15 grants will be awarded on a competitive basis and school divisions are eligible to receive up to $100,000.
Any questions?
Just
Comment.
one, how many schools were not covered from last year's?
The only ones who were not covered had already done their own projects.
But this will go back and pick up anything since May the 22nd, so anyone that's actually completed a project on their own that may have already paid for it out of school funds can possibly get reimbursed, because they will back up to May the 22nd to pick those bills up.
And there may be some projects they were not able to do last year, so.
Any more discussion? Can I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Got a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. And F, consider approval of the post-year categorical transfer.
Yes. As you know, we're on a categorical budget. So if any category goes over, we have to ask the Board of Supervisors for permission to transfer an appropriation from one category to another. This year, our partially self-funded health insurance fund has a deficit of $217,665.72, simply because our claims came in higher than what we had budgeted. We have enough appropriation remaining in the instructional category to cover that, so we are asking them for permission to transfer that appropriation.
Any questions? Can I have a motion to approve that transfer?
Make a motion.
Have a motion and a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It is approved. And Denise, we have the consider approval of the amended 2014-2015 school budget.
Yes. You have a copy in your packets of the 2014-2015 version 2 of the budget, which is based on the budget that was approved by the General Assembly. This budget is $76,380 less than the budget you approved in June. When the General Assembly approved their budget, we received $93,246 less in state funds, but local share went up by $16,866. So our net loss was $76,380. We balanced the budget by removing that amount from the amount we had budgeted for buses, so that cut us from 2 to 1 bus. This budget is $1.6 million above the budget we approved last year at this same time. It includes a step raise for all employees. This means they will move up one step. It doesn't help them recover what we've not been able to give the last 5 years, but it does mean they will move up one step on the salary scale. I have some corrections to pass out, and I'll explain those while I hand those to Alicia.
Did you
Pass it on to you.
say 2 buses to 1?
We had 2 buses budgeted, and we have gone down to 1. The corrections I am passing out to you. In the categorical budget, which is about halfway back in your budget printout, on page 1 of the revenues, I had failed to print the local match column with the state funds, so that you can see for each line item in the revenue from the state what the locality has to put up to match that. So if you'll just take your pages and substitute those. In the salary scales, I had made an error on the clerical and also the maintenance and garage. I had increased the 2014-15 hourly wage, but did not calculate the annual wage based on that. The annual wages I had in there were still for last year's hourly wages, and that won't work. So if you will just stick those corrected pages in your and I'll be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Any questions?
Just one. Approximately, Denise, and I know right off the top of your head, you may not, so just ballpark figure, how much did it cost us to do the whole salary scale?
The whole
To
salary.
give everyone a raise?
I don't know. I have to say that did cross my mind earlier today, but I didn't carry through with it. So I can get back to you after executive session. How's
Okay,
that?
all right, thank you. Mr. Twigg says 300,000.
260.
That was the teacher's.
I think that was
salary.
just
Oh,
teachers,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
And that included the benefits.
Any other questions? Need a motion to approve the amended budget.
Make a motion.
Have a motion, a second?
Probably shouldn't because there's a bunch of committee. Second.
Have a motion,
Really?
please.
No. Looks like it's coming from you. Let me just say.
Have a motion, and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
I don't think I'm finished yet.
You're not. Go ahead.
What is next?
Payment of bills.
Oh, I don't have any comments. If I could answer
Any
any
questions
questions, I
before
would.
we get a motion to pay the bills? Gotta get a motion to pay the bills. So moved. Have a motion, a second? I'll second it. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you very much. I'm going to pass this appropriation to you to sign.
Thank you. Reports and recommendations of the board, Mr. Twigg.
I'd just like to thank Denise again. I mean, I know a lot of work went into this, to frame the budget, and I'm fairly pleased with it. I thought with the money we had, we did a really good job, and appreciate her time and effort, and also Mr. Carter's involvement in that also. And just hoping we have a really good school year coming up. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Twigg. Ms. Jessie?
First, I'd like to congratulate the career and technical students who placed third at the Coal Fair at UVA Wise, and also to their instructor, Beth Shells, for placing for her coal study unit also. And I would like to also thank those that did work on the budget. I think there were some other areas that I wish we could have tweaked a little bit more, but given the constraints and everything, I think you all did well, and let's hope we do have a good school year.
Thank you, Mr. Cabot. Mr. Williams?
I'd like to thank those that worked on the budget too. This is not an easy job. I just like one thing, and that is that he would start working to get that bus back some way or other. That was a minimum that we could get by with, was 2 buses, and now we cut it to 1. And I just think that is very, very important, because they're getting further and further behind over there. Every time I talk to them at the bus shop, it's there. So I sure wish we could find a way to get another bus.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I too echo all of that about the budget committee and Mr. Carter and Denise and everybody that worked so hard and diligently to do more with less. I appreciate it. Mr. Chadwick, would you read us into executive session?
Yes, I move that we go into executive session to consider personnel section 2.2, 371181, excuse me, of the Code of Virginia.
A second. I
I
second.
have, oh, you second?
All in favor, say aye. Aye.